Hi, Nick. Thank you very much for taking the time to be here with us. I appreciate it. As you know, we're opening up enrollment into the association soon, and we like to talk to past associates who have transitioned into a career successfully, such as yourself. So, again, thank you. Maybe we could just start by telling us your name and the industry position you're currently in.
Okay. My name is Nick Ross. I'm currently filling a position as senior packaging R&D engineer at Intel.
Great, thanks. And one question we always like to ask is, before you joined the association, certainly before you transitioned successfully, what were some of the real challenges that you were facing? The kind of the final straw that had you join.
Issues I was having was first just getting anyone to actually contact me back after I applied to a position online. And then a few did connect, but then even if it went all the way to the on-site interview, I would not get the final yes. It would go to another candidate. So I was just wondering, A, how do I actually get contacted back by one of these companies I apply to? And then B, how do I kind of stand out of the crowd? How do I finally get that yes for, XYZ position at ABC company? I knew I was getting close, but I knew I was missing something, and I was really hoping that maybe Cheeky Scientist could provide something new and kind of help teach me that last step to finally get that career starting position.
Yeah, and I know for you in terms of the lab you're in, the situation, the way that you were kind of feeling about it right before you joined. What was that like?
So the question is how I felt in the current lab that I was working in.
Yeah, like what was the situation like right before you joined? Like the straw that made you say, you know what, now is the time to join.
Um, I currently started a postdoc with the same advisor I did my PhD with, and I just knew it was like a ticking clock. It's just the longer I was in that position, the worse it looks to industry. I wanted to join industry. Even when I applied to a PhD program, I knew that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be an engineer in the semiconductor industry. That was my goal, and I found the advisor that I thought would help that.
Mm.
And I was doing a postdoc with my advisor, and we're working on a collaboration with TI. And I actually completed their three main goals way before deadline. And my advisor basically asked, do you have a position form, or do you need help setting up this new process in your developmental line, as like an internship? I mean, I was even down for an internship, just get my foot in the door. And they basically said no. All
Okay.
right. So I really need to take things in my own hands. I mean, I've been applying online while working in this postdoc, but I was like, okay, now it needs to be my number one goal every day
Mm.
is to find a career starting job.
Mm.
And I've been flirting with the idea of joining Cheeky Scientists for at least a month at that point. And I was like, you know what, let's do it. Let's jump in. And every day that's going to be my focus is, what am I doing wrong? Fix it and just work on it.
Mm. Yeah, and that's something you were really good at was correcting as soon as you saw, you saw the data of what was working, and
Mm-hmm.
and you doing that instead. So maybe you can talk a little bit after you joined. What worked for you specifically in the association, what didn't work, and what was your impression from the group and the materials.
Basically, throughout my normal day, I would have my earphones in and just listening to your webinars. And I'd be listening, and I'm like, that seems interesting. That seems like that could really help. And so I'd pause it, go back 5 minutes, and listen to it again. Um, make sure I understood correctly. And then there are even some times where like I'd be applying online to a position, and I'm listening to a webinar, and I hear, yeah, if you're just applying online without actually knowing anyone there, you're basically wasting your time. It's like less than 1% of people even get callbacks when you apply like that. And I'm just like mid typing. Really? So I was like, okay, so what do I need to do? And I think one of the bullet points, one of the main goals or takeaway from that webinar is like, every day try to reach out to at least 3 people. And I was like, well, that's a doable job or a doable task. So every day I try to reach out to 3 different people. I just search people on LinkedIn on semiconductor companies like Samsung, Intel, and NXP, and even Lockheed Martin. They're a defense contractor. I thought that'd be really cool to work with jet planes.
Great. So you went through, and for you, listening in the lab during the day helped you, and you were able to make changes as you went. You ended up getting interviews, phone calls, and so forth. You transitioned successfully at Intel, a great company. I guess now that you're looking back in retrospect, having gone all the way through, and and you said you waited a month to join, and I know that we've talked obviously before. Things might have looked a little bit scammy or not like a good fit. Maybe you can talk about how they looked to you on the outside, and how they came to look to you on the inside once you were in the program.
Yeah, so being a non-member, kind of trying to figure out should I become a member or not. I tried to research Cheeky Scientist, and pretty much the only information I got was from the actual Cheeky Scientist page. And it just seemed to be just overwhelmingly positive reviews on the page. And it almost seemed like, like it was tailored to try to get people to join. And it just rubs me the wrong way personally. It's when I look for something on like, Amazon, if it's very little reviews or all positive reviews, it just seems fishy in my opinion. Same thing with like eBay or something like that. And so it kind of gave me the wrong vibe. I think a month later, actually finding 1 or 2 posts outside, I think one on Quadora and one on Reddit, and then kind of being in a different state in my life and kind of like job hunting just that 1 month. I was like, finally, okay, let's see if this works. And I was kind of like, I wasn't 100% sure, but I was just really hopeful that this was going to be, the tipping point that would finally get my career started, finally get out of academia and start my goal now. That was almost 6 years of getting a career starting position at a semiconductor company.
Yeah, so it's great. I mean, it's good to hear, what it looked like from the outside and on the inside, actually going through it and being successful. So thanks for sharing that. And again, congratulations on the new position. And we wish you success for the rest of your career. Thank you, Nick.
Thanks.